Joining me now, Richard Staropoli, former Secret Service agent. Richard, what can you tell us? What stands out when you watch these videos?
You know, Laura, this is not Yosemite that we're talking about, where we're looking for two lost hikers over millions of acres, right? That building is within 300 feet of where the president was standing on the stage. Where is the Secret Service presence? Where is everyone? Forget about the radio issues and the communications problems. The acting director said there were 70-something Secret Service agents there and another 30 or 40 Homeland Security agents. I don't see anyone. Where are all these guys? How is it that no one saw or overheard anything that was going on here? And why is it that at the end of the day here, we've got two cops, one of whom takes it upon himself to climb up on that roof? How is it the Secret Service knew nothing about this, didn't see this going on? Where are these guys? It is total negligence, just a poor performance and a total lack of preparation here.
Now, there was a lot of confusion over who was supposed to be on the roof. Watch this, Richard.
I thought you were on the roof. I thought it was you. What? I thought you guys were on the roof.
No, we're inside.
Why were we not on the roof?
Football from a 16 ago somewhere over in the west coast.
Why weren't we?
This is like the, who's on first. I mean, this is, but I think those are the local, those are local police going back and forth. Weren't you there? No. But meanwhile, you're saying the Secret Service's obligation, even outside the perimeter, who cares? They were supposed to make sure somebody was on that roof.
And that's exactly right. If you walk into any Secret Service office, especially on the White House complex, the first thing you're going to see are signs that say, pay attention to detail. When did that go out the window? It just wasn't done. Where is this site agent who was supposed to be walking around that site to make sure that at the last minute things didn't start falling apart, like there was some confusion about who was supposed to be on the roof? I don't care who ultimately ends up on the roof. Somebody's got to be up there, and that falls to the Secret Service to deal with that, and it wasn't done.
Well, an officer recounted a close run-in with the shooter. Watch.
Before you came up here, I popped my head up there like an idiot by myself, dude. He turned around, I dropped. Dude, that's what I was calling out, bro. On top of the roof. Are we on the same frequency?
Richard.
Well, here again, first of all, that should never have happened, right? You're looking for a guy on the roof with a gun. I don't know if it's the smartest thing in the world to be climbing up there by yourself without anyone knowing, sticking your head up there. But put that aside for a minute. Why was there not a communications check done prior to this event kicking off? Every site that I've ever done, and there may be 5 a day, it doesn't matter. You have a briefing with all of the personnel there so you can have face-to-face and see who's there, what everyone's doing, and you make sure that everyone's got their radios, they're charged, they're working, and that everyone can do a last-second radio check. That just simply wasn't done here. This is unacceptable, and it falls to the Secret Service to make sure that this was done. But this is probably another reason why the acting director and the leadership of the Secret Service has yet to identify who did this site, and more importantly, who was the site supervisor. How could these very basic things have fallen through the cracks?
I mean, this is why so many, people out there call them conspiracy theorists, whatever. They're like, there's too many things that weren't done. This doesn't make sense, And look, in the absence of facts, I said this the night it happened. Yep. The absence of facts, people are going to run wild with this. Here's one more, Richard. Check this out.
I'd say this is a up.
Sorry, not sure which gas company.
Somebody
have them respond.
On the roof. The stage is right there.
Affirmative.
They were on the second floor inside. You heard whenever Trump was coming in, they shut down cell service.
Oh,
I figured they did.
Yeah, so Richard, they know someone should have been on the roof. That's what they're saying. They shut down cell service. So texting pictures of the freak, it wasn't helping. Can't text pictures, no cell service.
Yeah, this isn't an issue of we have to review procedures and policies. There's nothing wrong with the procedures and policies, right? That's all nonsense. That's typical of this administration. This was a total breakdown on the part of the personnel that were there and the lack of the leadership and management providing the proper level of assets that should have been afforded to President Trump. Hiding behind the fact that he was a former president or he's a candidate, that is inexcusable. He is certainly not the norm for this. And this was a total breakdown in leadership of the Secret Service.
Richard, thank you for taking us through.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.